Ramadan is over and the enemy is quickly out, making the evil fair seeming. So we got to bring out the big guns. Made a nice list here. One thing you can do is remember that Allah gave you your hands, your eyes, your ears, and your whole existence. All those things that you could follow Shaytaan with belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we're familiar with a story. There's a sheikh that man came and said, I can't stop sinning, I just need to sin. And the man told him, okay, that's fine. The sheikh said, that's fine, just go somewhere where Allah doesn't see you. The man was persistent. He said, I've got another idea. You could just stop eating Allah's provision, since if you sin, that's not fair if you eat His provision. So just eat some other provision. Eat something that doesn't belong to Allah. So of course, these are impossible. In a few rounds of these kinds of things, the man finally said, okay, I'm not going to sin. He changed his mind. So this convinced him. You make wudu and make the triple wudu, the wudu of the anbiya, of the prophets, and you can extend the area where you make the wudu, and you do this with good remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you can do this with the intention that you're going to clean yourself from sin and protect your fellow self from shaitan, and get near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be ready to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make ibadah. And you can say, of course, A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. This is one simple thing, but it's a very strong thing if you say it sincerely. You can recite Al-Fatiha or Ayatul Kursi. That's Surah Baqarah 255. And of course, Al-Fatiha, that's the first surah in the Quran, the opening. And you can recite the last three surah, the A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Qul huwallahu ahad, and the next surah, Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq, and so on, in the third surah, Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, and so forth. And you can recite the adhan. This causes the shaitan to run away. Of course, he comes back, so we have to keep constant. Then keep company with righteous Muslims who are going to remind you of Allah, and they're going to direct you away from the sins, and you can do that for them too. Inshallah, you'll be stronger together than if you were individuals. Visit the masajid of Allah. Go to the masjid. Stay in the masjid and go in the musalla. You're not going to do anything bad in there, inshallah. Keep clean and pray the fard prayers on the early times. Make wudu. You can refresh your wudu for them and pray with khushu' as much as possible. We have competing issues in our lives, that's fine, but do the best that you can. Learn a new hukm, or read a hadith and get the scholar's explanation of it and apply it, or read tafsir of the Quran from an authentic source and take this new knowledge, so that you're refreshing your knowledge and finding new ways to increase your iman. Do good deeds, of course. The good deeds increase the iman, and the bad deeds lower it. So if you are doing good deeds, this is going to keep you away from the bad deeds, inshallah. And I urge you also to imagine the glory and the power of Allah, who created the heavens and the earth, and at the same time His message via the Quran and the Sunnah and the righteous scholars. This message is for you, even though you began and I began, and we each began individually as little droplets, the combination of two very tiny little parts. Two very tiny little parts came together and made us, this helpless tiny little thing, and yet we are still helpless, but Allah knows us and supports us. So how can we turn away from Him? He knows us on our exterior and on our interior. He knows our happiness, He knows our sadness, He knows the complexity of our feelings and our thoughts. He knows them intimately. He knows us better than we know our own selves. So we are supported by Him and loved by Him like no other. So let's take our doubts and our temptations and our burdens and every obstacle that we have to Allah. We can come in sujood and make a dua, and make constant dua in sujood, laying down, standing up, wherever you are, that it's halal, not in the bathroom, but you can go anywhere and make a dua all day, inshallah, and seek the solutions then. After you make the dua, to your issues, seek them in the Sunnah of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Seek them in the Quran and the Sunnah and the explanations of the righteous scholars who have the comprehensive knowledge, and this way you have asked Allah for help, and then you've sought it in the means that He's given us for help. Alhamdulillah. And then in the end, be patient. Be patient. Be patient. This way you'll remain steadfast between Ramadan wa Ramadan, insha'Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.